Hi guys, I'm back. So what is that? I want to talk. So yeah, um, my dad and his best friend are downstairs, and I decided to come up here because they were talking. My dad was telling him about Amazon Prime and how there's video, and my dad is one of those people that he doesn't know how to say things right. So he was telling his friend like, "Oh yeah, with Amazon you get an extra channel," and I'm like, "Dad, it's not a channel. Like, you go, whatever, it's an app." I'm like, yeah, it's called Amazon Prime Video. And he's like, it's the same thing as Netflix, Lisa. I'm like, I know. I'm just saying it's not a channel. And then he was like, this is an A and B conversation, so see it away. I'm like, okay, in that case, so I'm here. And Charlie is here too. You can't really see him because he's sleeping. But here's my baby. He's the cutest dog. Next to my Todd. My Todd is adorable. So, my boyfriend ended up calling me last night, like he said he would, but he wasn't as drunk as I thought he was going to be. Because usually I think when he drinks in waves. I would say, I mean, not in waves, but like, because sometimes when he drinks, he's not too fucked up, and then there's times when he drinks and he's hella fucked up. And he wasn't too drunk. So I'm trying to get rid of this other guy. Let me just tell you what's going on. So I feel like I told you guys about Justin. He's this guy that like I used to like, but he just doesn't know how to treat women, and I feel like he has a lot of growing up to do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you should not be talking about. I mean, I'm glad that you're talking about it, but he'll talk about getting a job and getting a car and this and that. Yet he doesn't do anything to really make that happen. He just stays at home all day playing Xbox. And literally, like we don't talk a lot. So he got really boring really fast because literally his whole world is his Xbox. Um so when I met Aaron, it was like a breath of fresh air. It was like a guy that actually likes talking to me and being with me and treating me like a princess. Like he literally calls me his queen. But I can't get rid of Justin no matter what the fuck I do. Like, I was with Justin. I mean, I don't even actually consider it being with him because, like, but um, I was with Justin the same time that I had Terrence last year. And so I told Justin about Terrence and how me and Terrence were in. I'm saying were because I don't talk to him anymore. I don't want to talk to him anymore. If he does decide to contact me one day, he has a lot of explanation to do, and he has to bring back my trust. My computer's overheating. I don't even know how. So so I told him, I have feelings for I do have feelings for you, but I also have feelings for someone else. And instead of being a smart person and just, oh, go be with him, like I don't want to be with you, you know, he like stayed, and literally he's the easiest person to cheat on because he doesn't give a fuck. He's too busy playing Xbox to pay attention to me. So like literally I could be talking to another guy right in front of him and he's too stupid to realize. So that's why I haven't told him about Aaron yet because I really don't need to. He's stupid. Like, and I feel bad saying it. I really hope that like he doesn't watch my videos and like hear me call him stupid, but like that's stupid. Like literally, like let me tell you, like last night I was talking to Aaron, and then I told Aaron, hey, let me call you back. I'm gonna take a shower, and then he just ended up calling. So I'm like, hey, let me call you back. Don't take a shower. So I take a shower, and then I call Aaron back because Aaron's my babe, like you know, and we're talking on FaceTime, and literally like I could be sleeping with Aaron, but I can't because I have to hang up the phone and call back Justin. Because if I don't, he's literally like a child. Like, do you know how kids go? Like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? He does the same thing when I don't call him back. He'll be like, hey, babe, I'm still here. Are you there? And he'll call me and he's like, hey, babe. And it's like so annoying. And so, like, oh, it's literally like being with a child. And I can't. And honestly, like, I can see why his mom gets frustrated with him at times because this is a grown ass man. I'm 21. This guy is like 23. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, because my mom had me at 24. My mom had her shit together before this guy did. Like, well, I mean, she didn't have her shit together, but, she had a house. She was, she had my dad, and she went to college, and she worked for her shit. This guy, I don't even know if he has, like, a real job. He told me he works for his grandpa, but I don't know if his grandpa has like a business or if he's just getting paid an allowance. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I say I work for my father owns a business. He owns an insurance company. So I'm not getting paid like an allowance. I'm getting paid a paycheck like any other person would. You're in the wrong website if you're asking for coochie. You're in the wrong website. I don't even understand why people even like bother because it's like this is not Chatterbait. This is YouTube. If I were to flash you or anything, my channel would immediately get banned. So you're in the wrong website. Anyway, and your username is the stupidest username I've ever seen in my entire life because you're trying to get me to say something that I'm not going to say because I'm not a fucking idiot. So, what I've been doing, why is my shit overheating? Like, what the fuck? Anyway, my computer's overheating, so I might end up ending this live pretty quickly because I don't understand what's making it overheat. It usually doesn't do that. For some reason, it's like overheating badly. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to deal with it then. I'm not gonna, Anyway, so what I did was I have a couple of fake accounts on my Facebook. I was gonna use my girl one, but I shared it with my best friend and she changed the password because she forgot the password. So I'm on my guy one that I made because I had this stalker and he wanted to add my boyfriend on Facebook. And at the time, I didn't have a boyfriend, so I made a fake like guy account to pretend to be my boyfriend. Um, so I made a fake guy account like years ago, or like a year ago, I think, or no, yeah. So I added him on my guy account, but he never accepted it. So it's like so. Let me show you guys my fake Facebook account. And this guy's a cutie, by the way. The guy that I'm pretending to be, he's fucking hot. I actually want to find out who he really is, so I can add him on Facebook because he's a cutie. I'm gonna tag myself in a Facebook post. I'm gonna do this one because I don't care if people have like I have actually two accounts that I use. One is for family and one is for friends, um, or family that I trust. Like, true, true. Yeah, I don't think I'll show you guys my fake account just because it is tagged, it is linked to my real accounts because I used it to make it seem like I'm dating this person. So yeah, I'm not going to show it to you guys, but I made a fake account. And so I just, you know how you can post on people's walls? So I just posted on my real wall using my. How the fuck is this shit running so fast? It's like getting louder. Like, is something wrong with my computer? Yeah, you know what's gonna end up happening, guys? I think what I'm gonna do is end it on here and do another live on my Chromebook. Because for some reason, this shit is running really hard. And I don't know why. It usually doesn't do that. But it's running. Um, so I just posted on my wall using my fake account. I said, hey, cutie. So, and I'm gonna go into my real one and comment and just say, oh, hey. Damn, I have hella friend requests on my real account. It's a fake account. So I will keep you guys updated. I'm gonna end this live stream just for the simple fact that my computer for some reason is running really fast and I don't know why. So I'm gonna end it so that way I can close everything out. I'm gonna let it cool down and I'm gonna go grab my other computer and go live on there. Because I know I have like battery issues on this computer, but I don't know why the fan is running so much. I don't know. Because I checked the activity monitor and the only thing that's open is Firefox, and usually Firefox doesn't do that. So I don't know why it's running like that. Okay. No, I'm not from Ibiza. I've been to that country though. Not like obviously I know Ibiza isn't a country, but I've been to Spain. See, it's hella weird because it's slowing down and then it's going fast again. So yeah, something is not right with my computer. I answered your question though, so you can't like complain that I'm busy because I answered your question. I'm not from Ibiza, but I've been to Spain. You know what? I think I'm gonna end this because my computer is running like the fan is going crazy, and I don't know why. And it's like it's legitimately freaking me out. See, now it's not running. Like, isn't that weird? And now it's running one. See, that is so weird to me. I don't know why my computer is running like that. Anyway, I'm gonna end this because it's boring. And also what I'm gonna do is, computer is really pissing me off, I swear to God. What I'm gonna do, well, first of all, I have to, switch over to that account that I have the tag on my messenger, of course. And then I need to see when Justin is online, I'm gonna post on the story. This is my goal, is to get my body back to looking like this. I used to be really skinny, and I'm trying to get my body back to where it used to be. Alright, yeah, I'm probably gonna end this live because my computer is just running and it's bothering me and I don't wanna like overheat my computer. But I'm gonna actually, what I'm gonna do is post a picture of one of my good guy friends and be like, how cute is my friend? And I'll show you guys his picture because this guy really is cute. Like the picture that I'm gonna use to make Justin jealous. Y'all are gonna see it and y'all are gonna be like, damn, that's your friend. Like, what the fuck? Damn it. Damn it. Bye. Oh my god. This is the picture that I'm gonna use. This is my friend Musa. I'm gonna use his picture to make Justin jealous. Like, how hot is my Urdu teacher? That's my best friend. That's one of my good guy friends. He helps me with my Hindi/Urdu. And then I have another hot ass friend that I'm gonna use. I have a bunch of them. I don't know why. I have like a gift for finding hot guys. Let me just show you guys my friend Prem. This is Prem. He is so fine. And I was telling him like he should get into modeling. And he's like, haha, not even. I'm like, do you not see yourself in the fucking mirror? Like, you're blessed. There's not a lot of Indian guys that look like him. I mean, there are. But like, he's blessed. And to make it even better, he plays guitar. He's a fucking choreographer. He's an Indian choreographer, I should say. He does Bollywood dance. But it's so cute. Oh, and he recently got a new dog. That's so cute. And I was telling him, like, our dogs need to have a play date. I'm sorry, any man that can look that good in traditional Indian garba is, mm, that's a blessing. Oh, and then I have another one, but I don't really consider this guy that I'm going to show you a friend because he just, I don't know, he acts hella weird. Like, or is it just Sky? Hold on. Did I even message him on here? I don't know if I messaged him on here. I think it's my spam. Am I on my spam? I don't know. Well, I just saw his thing on here earlier. And I said, I think you followed me, you know. I saw it earlier. Maybe it was my spam. Hold up. Yeah, it was my spam. Hold up. Hold up. Oh. I think you followed me. I'm just gonna say okay. this is my friend Gary. He's pretty cute. I actually got to meet him in person. He lives in New Zealand, and I got to meet him in person, and it was fucking amazing. And I would love to meet him again, but he got in this relationship with this girl, and then she ended up breaking up with him, and it really fucked him up. And he just acts different now, and he's like, okay. So Gary has always been a fun, goofy, somewhat childish guy, but I feel like now he's even more childish, and it's kind of annoying because it's like I can't even have like a conversation with him. Like, and what happened was when we started talking again, because we actually didn't talk. When he was with her, he cut me out. Like she went through his social media and blocked me everywhere. So when he broke up with her, he unblocked me, and I just messaged him. I just said, hey, you know, and then he told me everything about this girl. And he so I met Gary while I was still in a relationship with my now ex, Jazz. Jazz is a Punjabi Indian who lives in Ireland. I did a lot of long distance relationships, okay? I'm about to do a story time, so just get some popcorn because it's gonna be good. So, or maybe it won't be good, I don't know. So, Jazz and I, like, we had a pretty good relationship. Jazz just had a really, like, when we first started dating, it was cool, you know? But once it became more intimate, yes, intimate, Jazz started becoming more and more like horny. And it became a problem because he would just be horny at like random times. And he didn't care if I was at the store, if I was at a party, if I had my friends over. When he was horny, I had to stop what I was doing to help him out. So it just became a problem, you know, and eventually I started talking to other guys. I have a lot of guy friends, and he didn't like that. So of course that's cheating. When you talk to someone, it's cheating. You know, I guess. Um, so um, I used to be obsessed with this website called Omegle, and I would go and I would put, my interests that were Indian, like all Indian stuff, Indian, Hindi, Punjabi, like Indian stuff, India, Indian, Pakistani, Urdu, like I did everything. And back in the day, I don't think I did a lot of like Paki stuff. I think I just mainly did Indian, and then I moved to Paki. Or no, I did both. I didn't like just do one day. I did both. So I was on Omegle one day, and I ran into Gary, and he was so cute. Like I couldn't believe it. And he was actually sick, which was really funny. Like he was sick in bed with chickenpox. And back in the day, like when I was a freshman, my parents didn't care that I was talking to people online. I think it's so funny because now they're so annoyed with it. But back when I was underage, they didn't give a fuck. But now that I'm an adult and I'm actually old enough to like be with these guys and hook up with these guys and do whatever I want with them, now they care. But when I was underage, they didn't have an issue with it. Does that make sense to anyone? So what I mean by that is I introduced my mom to Gary over video chat, and she was cool with it. You know what I'm saying? And Gary is a couple years older than me. If I'm 21, he's probably 24 or 25. And when I met him, he was living in Auckland. I don't know if he lives in Auckland anymore, but when I met him, he was living in Auckland. Um, so I met him and we started talking, and he told me that he lives in New Zealand. And I knew I had family. Actually, I didn't really know I had family. Like, I knew of some family in New Zealand. I just don't, I'm not really close to like my family that doesn't live in this country because when you are born in an Indian family, like your family is huge. So you don't know everyone in your family. So, like, there's probably families that I don't even know exist that live here in this country. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, um, he was he was telling me about how he lives in Auckland, New Zealand, and I thought it was kind of cool, and then so we exchanged Skype and WhatsApp and stuff. So I talked to him. I would talk to him a lot. I really had a big crush on him. Um, I thought he was so cute, I used to play 8 ball pool with him. I think I still have him on PUBG, I'm not sure. He plays like early morning here because it's like, it's late night in New Zealand. But so long story short, like a month after I met him, I get this invitation in the mail. I didn't recognize who it was from. So I'm like, Mom, who is this? Do you know this person? And she goes, Oh, this is your cousin from New Zealand. She's getting married. Oh my God, we have to go. And I'm like, Oh, really? Where in New Zealand? Auckland. I'm like, What? So immediately, my dad, I think, is coming. So hold on. Immediately, um, I get on my phone and I text Gary and I'm like, I'm coming to Auckland, New Zealand. He's like, What? I'm like, My cousin who lives in Auckland is getting married. Gary, I'm coming to your city. We have to meet. So he was like, Yeah, let's meet up. So, um, long story short, I went to Auckland. And if you have ever been to an Asian wedding or an Indian wedding or a Pakistani wedding, then you know that this shit is long and they are days long. You know what I'm saying? And every day is a different outfit, different. So the day that I was supposed to meet him was the I forgot what it was, like the reception essentially. So I was wearing traditional Indian clothes because that's what you do. And I don't know why I feel so awkward like wearing them around like my friends who aren't Indian or around like my friends who don't know I'm Indian because it's like, I don't look Indian. Obviously, if I looked full Indian, it'd be different. But because I don't look Indian, I feel like I look weird in Indian clothes. Um, so he was texting me. He was like, "I'm coming to your hotel. Like, where are you?" And I told him, "I don't know if it's a good idea because my cousins were going to pick me up and we were going to go to the wedding." Now, my mom was with me too, mind you. So, we didn't really have all night because they were going to come, and I'm not going to have like my cousins wait for me. I can go meet this guy. Like, no. So he was like, okay, and he was actually texting me like, I'm here at your hotel. I'm in the garage. And I'm like, oh my God. And I said, let's just meet up tomorrow. Tomorrow was the last day.
No wonder he was staring at us. He didn't have any food.
Oh, I thought he did.
No.
But I looked. My dog, bro, he's weird. Like, because earlier he was like throwing up. Now he's hungry. Like, I'm confused. Are you sick or not? Anyway, so the next day I was texting him and it was really bad connection at the reception. In fact, when I first got to New Zealand, I got a welcome text from him. I'm like, Gary, I'm here. He's like, welcome to New Zealand. And I read it in his voice and everything. Like, so I actually know I think it was a voice message because we used to use Viber and WhatsApp. And I think, like, for some reason, I don't know, we were using Viber more. I don't know. We went back and forth. It was weird. So anyway, so the next day comes and it's our last day. So my mom is packing and we have a bar at our hotel. And I, at the time, was not old enough to even be at a bar. So, like, there's like this bar and then there's like this lounge area. So I told him I'm sitting in the lobby, like the lounge area, kind of near the bar. So he's like, okay. And my heart is pounding right now. So my mom was already at the bar. I was upstairs in the room, and the hotel that I'm staying at, you can't come to the room, which is why I told him to meet me in the lobby because in order to get to the room, you have to have a room key. You can't just go on the elevator. So, um, so I'm upstairs, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna come see you." And my heart was pounding because I really like this guy. I mean, and I definitely wanted to like be with him. I definitely wouldn't mind dating him. But my only problem is, like I said, he can be childish at times, and it's not like Justin is just immature as fuck, and it's whack, and it just like Gary, he knows how to balance it and handle it. That's why I don't really have an issue with it, But and he's very cute. I mean, fuck. Um, so my heart was pounding. So I texted my mom. I said, "Mom, Gary's coming." She goes, "Okay. I'm getting ready to go up to give him the pack. So why don't you come down here and wait for him?" So I'm like, "Okay." And then she was like, "Do you want me to wait with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I come downstairs and I'm sitting in the lounge area, and the lounge area that I'm sitting is right in front of the elevator. So like I literally could see the second that he comes out. So he's texting me and he's like, "I'm getting in the elevator and I'm going to the lobby." And my heart literally, like, do you know how in the movies, how when someone's in love and you can see their heart pounding out of their chest, like in the cartoon? That was like what it felt like. I literally could feel my heart pounding. I'm like seconds away from meeting my crush. Like insane. So the elevator doors open and I see him and my heart is like pounding. I'm like, oh my God, like it's Gary. Like, you know what I'm saying? And mind you guys, this was in December and I met him like in August. So we had been talking for like months. Like, hi Matt, it was August, September. So not even like maybe like 4 or 5 months, you know? And so I stood up, I gave him a hug. He's hella tall. He's like 6 feet tall, you know? And so I gave him a hug. And so prior to that, he had gone to the store and bought me like a stuffed puppy that like barked, which I thought was so cute. And I think he got me a couple other things too, I'm not sure. And he had actually called me on Viber and he was like, "Do you want this?" And I'm like, "Oh," and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna get it." So I gave him a hug and he gave me like the present. And then I introduced him to my mom, you know, so my mom met him. And then my mom went upstairs to go like start packing because our flight was literally in a couple hours. And we had to go because we were staying at a hotel, but my grandparents were staying at a family member's house because the family was too religious and you know, Muslims don't drink in their house, they don't do all that. So my mom just got really irritated. My mom has to have a drink every once in a while. And she got really irritated because they couldn't do that. So she ended up going to a hotel um, so she could drink and smoke and not have to worry about family. So we had to not only pack from the hotel, go get the rest of the family, and then go to the airport and check in and then you know be there for our flight. And our flight, this is an international flight, so it's always good to be like 3 or 4 hours early so that way you have time to check in and go through security because international security is kind of different because they legitimately check all your bags and you know so I got to talk to Gary and then I decided to piss off my ex-boyfriend at the time. So Jess told me when I went to New Zealand, don't meet Gary. For some reason, he did not like Gary. And I thought it was weird because him and Gary are both Punjabi. They both speak the same language. How can you hate him? Like, you guys are literally from the same country, the same state. Like, I don't understand what's wrong with that. Like, Gary was a friend. Like, yeah, me and Gary had like feelings for each other, but me and Gary knew that I was dating someone. But Gary, though, the thing about Gary is he doesn't care if I'm taken. He will make his mark. Um, he was telling me because back then when I met him, he actually worked for another hotel, and he like managed the maid department, the maid service department. So like, you know, when you pack your shit and you go and have the maids come into the room and they clean it and they make the bed, that's his department. So he would send me pictures like in the elevator, like wearing his uniform, you know, with the walkie-talkie on the side. So he was telling me, he was like, "Do you want me to come upstairs to your room and clean your room?" Like trying to flirt with me. I'm like, "Oh my God, you're gonna get me in so much trouble." And so that's why my boyfriend like didn't like him because like he would flirt. He didn't care. And then it was funny because we actually had a group chat on Skype, and Jas was like, "Don't talk to her like that." Jas was like, "Oh, Zay, you need to pick between me or him." Like, you know, like he just didn't like him. So when I was in New Zealand with Gary, I decided I'm gonna call Jas and piss him the fuck off. So I get my phone and I call Jas and I'm like, "Jas, like, how are you? I miss you." Guess what? He goes, "What?" I'm with Gary. And he hung up. Like, he legitimately, Gary took the phone and started talking to him in Punjabi, trying to tell him, like, it's okay, like, we're friends. He hung the phone. He hung up the phone so quickly. He was so pissed. He was so pissed. And I'm like, and I, like, don't understand why, because, like, Gary's my friend. Gary's my good friend. He was pissed. And I actually have a picture of me and Gary that I'll show you guys. Um, and he was so mad at me. He was like, "Why did you go see him? I told you not to go see him. Like, what is wrong with you?" You know. So yeah, this is a couple selfies that I put into a collage of me and Gary. I was so young. I was literally like a junior in high school. I think sophomore or junior. I can't remember. But like he just has like a perfect smile. He's so cute. Like he's funny. Like he's so funny. Like legitimately like I just loved being on set with him because it was like and I don't know, like one thing I've noticed, especially having gone through high school, is I feel like older men know how to treat women better than men your own age. So, I'm a junior in high school talking to this 21-year-old, like, like I just I loved everything about him. He's so sweet. Sorry, I just came across a video that irritated my soul. So yeah, and so I ended up going home that day, and I kid you not, you guys, I cried. Like the second the plane took off, I started crying because it's like it's not fair. Literally the last day of my trip, I got to see him, and who knows like when I'm gonna be in New Zealand next. So that's why I was crying because it's like it was just I was crying, and my stuffed animal I was gonna have it with me on the plane so I could cuddle it, but my mom packed it in the fucking suitcase. So I was just like bawling. I was crying. Like I missed him. He actually sent me a funny ass text message. If I could find it, I would show it to you. I took a picture of it because I don't have his number anymore. Like I don't know, he won't give it to me. Like I used to have his number, and it's like now I don't know. So yeah, that's the story of Gary, and why we don't really talk a lot because he just I don't know. This girl like really fucked him up, and he acts so different now, and but I have a boyfriend, so it's not good. Now I have another story time that I'm going to tell you before I get it. You guys are going to think I'm like a player, and I kid you not. It was not meant to be like this. Let me just tell you the story. So, you know how I told you about my ex boyfriend, Jas, right? So, one day I went on Amigo because I had just broken up with someone, or I don't know. Whenever I'm like in a mood, I go on Amigo. So, if I break up with someone, I'm going to go on Amigo and find me a replacement. Like, Amigo was my thing. Like, everybody on Amigo knew who I was in the Indian section. Anyway, so I went on Amigo and I was just looking for people to talk to, and I came across this guy, and he was really cute. And so I'm like, hey, like we started talking and told me how I was cute. and I'm getting butterflies like just talking about it because it's so weird. So he asked me like, "Where are you from?" I said, "Oh, I'm from California." "Where are you from?" He goes, "Oh, I'm from Ireland. I'm from Limerick." And when he said Limerick, I froze because that's the city that my ex Chas is from. So I'm like, "Oh my god, like my ex lives in Limerick." And he goes, "Oh really? Who's your ex?" And I said, "My ex's name is Jas Mall." I gave him his first and last name. And or actually no. He told me that he lived in Limerick, and I told him that my ex lived in Limerick, and he goes, "Oh, okay." And then he gave me his number or his Snap, I think. Or no, Facebook. We started it out on Facebook, and then we went from Facebook to Snap. He was weird, I don't know. So or at least I thought it was weird. I don't know. So he gave me his Facebook, and then we next to each other, and then immediately I texted Jas, and I'm like, "Jas, I met this guy on Meagle, and he lives in Limerick. I think you might know him." And because he said he might know you or whatever. He goes, "What's his name?" So I told him his name. His name is Dev. I forgot his last name. And he goes, "Oh yeah, that's my best friend. Or one of my good friends. He lives like down the street from me." And I'm like, "You're joking, right? Like really?" I'm like, "Wow." So then let me just say what happens. So this Dev guy decides to come over to Jas's house. And I didn't know he was coming over. He didn't tell me he was coming over. So Jas calls me, and I personally I don't mind talking to Jas. My thing is Jas is just too horny. So whenever he calls me, I can never tell if he's calling to actually have a conversation like a human or if he's horny. So Jas calls me and immediately I'm rude. I'm like, "What the fuck is it that you want? Like, what the fuck, Jas? What the fuck do you want?" Like, And Jas goes, "Oh, well, somebody is here and he wants to talk to you." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he turns the camera around and Dev is sitting in his living room. And I'm like, "Hi, Dev." And he was like, "I see you met my friend Dev on Amigo." And I'm like, "Yeah, And I think Jas was actually very jealous because, like, I did like Dev. But I'm going to tell you why me and Dev didn't work out and why I just don't trust him in a second. So something happened and I ended up hanging up on Jas because I think he was just being stupid and he was like, oh, he was putting lies on my name. He was telling Dev like the reason we broke up was because I cheated on him and all this shit. I'm like, you know what? If you're gonna put lies on my name, don't fucking call me. And I just hung up. Like, no. I'm like, Dev, if you want to talk to me, you call me yourself. Don't talk to me through Jas because he's fucking pathetic. So I hung up and he kept calling me. So I was like really irritating. So anyway, like long story short, Jas gave Dev permission to ask me out. So me and Dev started dating. And I really did like Dev. I thought he was cute. I thought he was really cute, let me see if I can find you a picture of Dev. I don't even think we're friends on Facebook anymore, to be honest. um, oh my god. I'm just like reading our old messages. This shit is insane. So I'll show you what he looks like. That's Dev. That's Dev. I'm trying to find a better picture though. So, oh my god. See, I can't stand when guys take pictures like that. He looks so fine. So anyway, fucking god. I'm sorry. My ex's roommate, I just don't think they look good together. Like they're cute, but like I don't know. And I just first of all, I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. If you have red hair, you should not be doing red eyeshadow because it looks like you have fucking hairy ass eyeball eyelids. Like it doesn't look good, in my opinion. I used to have a crush on his roommate because actually I met his roommate before I met Jazz. So that's how I met Jazz was through his roommate, and then we stopped talking because we had some dumbass beef. Um, anyway, so back to my story time. So I started talking to Dev, and Dev told me about this one time that happened. I think very recently, like a week maybe. He went to like this club and he met this girl and they danced and he ended up hooking up with her. I guess he didn't tell me that part. Um, but according to Jazz and his friends, they hooked up, which is why I didn't trust him. Because it's like, why are you saying one thing and they're saying another? And I dated Jazz for a year, so I know when he's lying to me and when he's not true. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who do I believe? Someone I just met or someone that I dated for a whole year? Even though he's my ex, I know when he's lying. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and it wasn't just him; it was his roommate too that was saying it. They're like, "Oh yeah, I heard he fucked her good." Like, just teasing, just I don't know, like making fun of me. I guess making me feel stupid. So I obviously I went off on him and like, so you did fuck her, okay, good to know. And and he went and he told Jazz like, why the fuck are you telling her this shit? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, and there was actually times where he would call me when he was with Jazz, or Jazz would call me when he was with Dev. But I don't think they like hang out anymore. I really don't. Like shit has changed a lot because I think Dev moved to like a different city. They just don't hang out anymore. Um, so basically, what happened was he sent me this video of him and a girl dancing. It's the most cringiest dance I've ever seen. Like you guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you ever go to the club, do not dance like that because it don't look right. Oh yeah, and he smoked weed too. So he sends me this video. So if you can't tell what they're doing, I'll play it again. Basically, he's behind her, she's in front of him, and they're going like this. Like that is the cringiest thing you can do at a club. I'm sorry. Like I don't know who that is. So every time I hear that song, I think of his lying ass. So let me tell you why we broke up. So it's the day of his birthday. So of course, me being his girlfriend, I wish him happy birthday. So some bitch, I don't know who, because his little pussy ass, him and his roommate won't tell me, little pussy ass. Some bitch, either Jazz or his roommate, because they're the only two people that I know that know him. So one of them told him that I was cheating on him and talking to other guys. So guess who he believed? His friends over me, without even asking me like, hey, is this true? So I texted him and I'm like, hey, happy birthday, babe. And he's like, thanks. And just didn't talk. And I'm like, are you okay? Like, what's wrong? And he's like, nothing. And I'm like, babe, what's wrong? And he's like, don't fucking talk to me. Fuck off. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, did I do something wrong? I wish you happy birthday on your birthday. Like, is that wrong? And he goes, I know what the fuck you did. Like he just was mad. So the next day he told me what they told him, and I went off. I'm like, you know what? If you want to believe your friend over me, that's cool. Go ahead. I'm not a cheater. I would never do that. Who am I going to shame you with? Jazz? Like, no. He's my ex for a reason. So for anyone to say that, first of all, how would they know to talk with someone else? Because I don't talk to Jazz. I don't talk to his roommate. So it was just the most irritating thing. So yeah, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Did I? That's the thing about ADHD is I'll do things and I won't even know I won't even know that I did it. Like, because I generally am like scrolling through Facebook right now. So if I did, like, I don't even have fingernails. So there's like nothing on my fingers to smell anyway. I'm gonna message my ex and I'm just gonna say hey. And then I'm gonna message Jazz for love, unless he blocked me. Let me see. Because Jazz is weird. Sometimes he'll block me for like no reason and then he'll unblock me. And then he'll message me and be like, hey. Oh shit, let me just change his nickname real quick. Okay. Just to let him know, I forgot his name had a heart next to it. And what do you mean am I at my present location? That makes no sense. Um, My nose. When I feel like I don't know if it's a medication, but I get like a randomly itchy. No, because I'm not fucking scared of nothing. I need to chill under my fucking bed. And I sleep with my dog, so like if there really was like a person under my bed or something, like he would know. He would sense it. So like unless my dog starts going crazy, I'm not gonna like chill under my bed. So yeah, those are my story times. I'm gonna go because it's like 9:30 at night, and then to go to bed because I have class in the morning. So yeah, deuces, and I'll give y'all an update if I get a reply from any of my exes. I will be shocked if I just got a message from Gary. Anyway, I'll be shocked if my exes reply. Gary is my ex, by the way, so let me just reply to Gary. Please look under the bed. You ain't even funny. I'm letting you know right now. Like, you're not funny. And second of all, there isn't a bed in this room. I'm not even in my bedroom. I'm in my dad's office. Exactly. Fucking attracted like a fucking pussy. You messaged me in April and said you think you follow me. So I just now said okay. Oh, Josh replied. Josh actually used to be really cute, and then he started growing out this stupid fucking beard, and it's just so annoying. Because, like, okay, so Punjabi guys, for some reason, they don't feel like they feel like if they don't have a beard, they look like a baby. Like, I don't know why. And this isn't all Punjabi guys. Like, these are like, let your eyes go back into your head. Very easy. What the fuck? Who are you people? Like, seriously. Um, no, thank you. Anyway, so. Oh my god, he was video calling me for a second. I haven't talked to my ex in so long. Like, don't get me wrong, Jas is a cool person, but I feel like he needs to control his penis. Because his horniness just, like, it kills the vibe. You're stupid. Like, do you guys not realize that I can see behind you through the camera? Like, it's fucking stupid. It's just me and Terrence's songs. This is Punjabi. This is my ex. It's the TikTok.
अमृत
हाँ जी
हमें ब्रेसलेट लाया
ब्रेसलेट
हाँ जी
की करना
ए नजर गुजर तो ਹੁੰਦਾ ਪਾਉਂ
ਤੈਨੂੰ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਕਿਹਦੀ ਲੱਗਣੀ ਕਿਤੇ
ਆ ਸਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਐਡਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਫਿੱਟ ਨਾਲ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਅਮ੍ਰਿਤ
हाँ जी
He's hotter without his fucking beard and mustache. I swear to God. Let me just show you. Let me show you what he looks like without a fucking beard and mustache. He thinks he looks like a fucking baby. Like, I don't understand. He looks so much better without it. Like, he looks so adorable. I just want to pinch his cheeks. That's why he has the beard. Because he looks like a baby without it. So yeah. It's my ex. Yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna go because I'm tired and I have class in the morning, and yesterday I went to bed at 1 a.m., which was not a good idea because I literally only got like 5 hours of sleep, which is not enough sleep. So I'm gonna go to bed right now because I'm tired. So deuces, even though I took a nap, I'm still tired. Anyway, deuces, I'm going to bed. Bye, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Can you tell if I have bags under my eyes? Oh, God. Anyway, bye, guys. I'm hella tired.